Hi everyone, my name is Shojit Shah. Welcome to our YouTube channel Helm of Science. Today in this class I will be this is the first class of our organic chemistry. Today in this class I will be discuss the organic chemistry, but today I will not go to the any typical syllabus type questions, any IIT, JEE mains or NEET question. Rather I will be discuss the basic fundamental idea of organic chemistry. So if I say what is organic compounds, first before organic chemistry the organic compound first comes. So what is organic compounds? So what types of compound we in our mind recapitulated. So we have read in class 10 the organic compound mainly we saw that organic chemistry mainly compound carbon, hydrogen and maximum rather oxygen, nitrogen and sulfur. Sulfur is not include our syllabus very much at the class 10. So if I say what is organic compounds? Organic compound. So what is organic compound? And what is the main difference between an organic, what type of compound we call organic and what type of compound will be an inorganic compound? So if I say the organic chemistry organic compounds, I can say this is the part of the chemistry, or you can say this is a part of the science. This is actually deal with our life, daily life or chemistry. Or I can say that organic chemistry is nothing but the chemistry of life. So why did I say that what organic chemistry is a chemistry of life? What is related to the life? There is two phenomena for that. The first phenomena that I will discuss at the very beginning of this class, and the second point of this, like saying that chemistry of life, that is will be discussed in the last part of the lecture. So organic chemistry, if I say organic compound, first thing that the scientist, very famous scientist Berzelius told that the organic compounds not organic compound, the compound those are derived from the living organism. What is living organism? Dead plant, dead animal, they are a living organism. So the compounds derived from the living organism, and that could not be synthesized and that could not be derived from a laboratory, that is called organic compound. And the idea of this organic compounds is known as vital force theory. First is vital force theory. That theory told that the organic compounds are nothing but living compounds which is derived from living organism, and that cannot be synthesized by any laboratory. So at that time every scientist or people decided to take that theory because he was a very biggest scientist at that time. But after some time, in age of 1828, the scientist, the famous scientist Vollard, name of the scientist is Vollard, in 88 first synthesized the compound ammonium cyanide to urea. That is the conversion, the first synthesized organic chemistry from an inorganic compound to an organic compound. That means if I heat ammonium cyanide, we get urea, that is nothing but organic compound. So the idea of that vital force theory, which was the compounds derived from the living organism but cannot be synthesized in a lab, that is wrong. Firstly prove that. Next, this first compound synthesized by famous scientist Vollard, that he derived the urea, that is organic compound, organic chemistry, organic compounds from the inorganic compound. Next, after that, scientist Kolbe did preparation of acetic acid in lab, then what Bartholomew prepared methane in laboratory. Then the whole idea of vital theory is actually not collapse, the idea is not taken. So next after that, the history, this is a basic, some simple history of the organic compounds some organic chemistry. So now after that organic compounds and organic chemistry, next the organic compounds are those which consist at least carbon and hydrogen. So compound of hydrocarbon and their derivative. Now what is actually hydrocarbon? So hydrocarbon is nothing but consists of carbon and hydrogen. So hydrocarbon is nothing but carbon and hydrogen. So the compound which have carbon and hydrogen, that is called hydrocarbon, and their derivative, hydrocarbon and their derivative is nothing but our organic chemistry. So now I told that the compound having carbon, that is organic compounds. If I suppose I write here carbonate, CO3 2 minus. Okay, the compound CO3 2 minus also have carbonate, also have carbon. So what should I tell this type of compound? Is this organic compound or is this rather than organic compound? What is the idea? First, see, every compound that has carbon, that does not mean that is organic compound. Why? We know, we have read in class 10 very properly that organic chemistry have two different, very different and unique property. First one is catenation property. What does it say? The catenation property says that the organic compound are those which have a CC single bond, double bond and triple bond, which is formed by an covalent bonding. So in CO3 2 minus there is no carbon single bond, double bond and triple bond, and also we know the organic compound shows isomerism. So this carbonate CO3 2 minus also do not show the isomerism concept. So by these two properties I can say, though it has a carbon but it is not an organic compound. So it is very clear that it is not an organic compound, and having carbon, that does not mean that is organic compound. This is a nothing but actually salt. So hydrocarbon means yes, it has carbon and hydrogen, it must be present in organic compound, but it is not always true. And what is the concept of their derivative? What do you mean by derivative? What is derivative? Suppose this is CH4, and what is the type of hydrocarbon? This is a fully saturated hydrocarbon, and the general formula of this hydrocarbon CnH2n plus 2. This is an hydrocarbon. If I replace one hydrogen and add any functional group, suppose OH, if I remove one hydrogen and in that place we attach OH, then what is the compound is? This is a nothing but an alcohol. So when hydrocarbons, one hydrogen is replaced by any functional group, that is called the derivative of our hydrocarbon. So it is very clear which compounds are called organic compounds. The organic compounds must be show isomerism and catenation power, then it must contain carbon and hydrogen. And what is the derivative? Derivative is nothing but one hydrogen is replaced by the any other functional group, that may be OH, that may be aldehyde, that may be an acid, and that may be a cyanide also. So when one hydrogen is replaced by any functional group, they are called the derivative of their organic compound. So now I start the division of organic compounds. So if I write organic compounds, it can be divided into two parts. First one is open chain. Second one is closed chain. Okay, open chain can be divided into two parts. First one is saturated, second one is unsaturated.
Sorry for the interruption.
when I told that it's what is a when I told you before that what is organic compound, what type of called organic compound, and what is the basic difference of organic compound and inorganic compound. And next I said that the all compound having carbon or hydrogen or having carbon does not mean that is an organic compound. Now I will show you what is the type of compound in the basis of the structure. I will show you a chart via chart that what is type of a compound. Suppose I first write here organic compound. Organic compound is further divided into two type of compound, that is open chain and closed chain. Now what is open chain? In open chain, there is again a divide. First one is saturated, and second one is unsaturated. So, what is the type of compound it is? First one is saturated compound, second one is unsaturated compound. Okay. Now, what is the saturated compound and what is the unsaturated compound? I have told you before that the carbon single bond compounds all are saturated compound. And what are the unsaturated compound? The compound having double or triple bond, that are unsaturated compound. That is alkene, that is alkyne. The general formula of saturated compound or alkene is CnH2n plus 2, here CnH2n, and here CnH2n minus 2. Here CnH2n minus 2 is unsaturated compound. In this system, why did I call this open chain? Open chain means here there is no cyclic structure, there is open structure. Here carbon single bond is opened. Okay, and in this, mainly in this case of alkane, we can rotate this compound, that is it is open. That means what it means, we can rotate this single bond, we can rotate the single bond around the any axis, that is why open. If I suppose a triangle, I cannot move that because it is a rigid, we cannot move, that is not open. In this closed chain, there is two type of compound. First one is homocyclic, second one is heterocyclic. Okay, homocyclic and heterocyclic. So what is mean homocyclic? What is the compound means cyclic compound. Cyclic means suppose every compound have 4 bond to complete their valence. 1, 2. In this case, what is the difference? Right? Look at very carefully. This is a simple C2H6. Fine. This is open chain. If I replace or omit these two hydrogen, so what happened? In both carbon, one bond is missing. So this one can be compensated by this carbon, this C and this C bonded, singly bonded with carbon. Fine. Now if I singly bonded this compound, then it is look like a triangle. So this C and look like a triangle. Now in geometry, we know the triangle, any cyclic structure, suppose it is triangle, it is a rigid structure, we cannot move, and it is a form, it can form a cyclic compound. Fine. That is why there is a main difference, that is in case of open chain, all carbon are open, but in this case both three carbon form a geometry as a rigid geometry, that is that means what is it? That is nothing but a triangle. Now what is the type of homocyclic? What are the type of homocyclic and heterocyclic, and what is the meaning of homocyclic and heterocyclic? Hetero and homo means, what does it means actually, homo and hetero? Suppose I omit this one part, I have to discuss elaborately this thing. Fine. Now see, what is the homo and hetero? In case of organic chemistry, when some compound contain carbon and when a closed chain formed by only carbon molecule and hydrogen molecule, then it is called homo. Except carbon, everything form a cyclic compound, that is hetero. Hetero means different. Okay, so if I will give you an example of homocyclic and heterocyclic, suppose I write this structure again. Now, 1 bond, 2 bond, 3 bond and 4 bond. Here again 1 bond, 2 bond, 3 bond and 4 bond. Here also 1 bond, 2 bond, 3 bond and 4 bond. Fine. Now, what is the name of the structure of this compound? Listen very carefully. What is the number of total carbon in this compound? 1, 2 and 3. Total number of carbon is 3. If the total number of carbon is 3 in organic compound, we call it propane. Fine. Total number of carbon is 3 and there is no double bond or triple bond, that is called alkane. So it is a propane. Now, is it formed by a cyclization? Then it is called cyclopropane. Propane is very easy. Total number of carbon 3 and there is no double bond and triple bond. That is why alkane. So propane, and because this is a cyclic compound or closed chain compound, that is why we use the name of cyclo. That is cyclopropane. That is a homocyclic bond. Now what is heterocyclic bond? That is also formed. That is not our syllabus elaborately, but when we discuss acid base or stability of carbocation, we discuss some of heterocyclic compound. So what is heterocyclic compound? That is also cyclic compound, but it is not necessary to having only carbon and hydrogen atom. I will give you an example. The name of the compound is pyridine. When we will discuss basicity of organic compound, acidity of an organic compound, we will be very elaborately discuss this compound. Okay, fine. Now, it is a pyridine. Here it is a, you can see that here it is also a cyclic compound, but here another atom except carbon and hydrogen is present, that is nitrogen. That is why it gets called heterocyclic compound. Clear, very clear. In homocyclic compound, the cyclic product contain only carbon and hydrogen. In heterocyclic compound, the product will consist other than carbon and hydrogen. Fine. Now, what are the type of homocyclic bond? Homocyclic can be divided into two parts. First is alicyclic, alicyclic, and that second one is aromatic. So what are the compound? First one is alicyclic, second one is aromatic. Now what is the alicyclic and aromatic compound? Okay, again I will show you that example. When a cyclic compound only consists of single bond, that is always alicyclic closed chain system. Alicyclic closed chain system. And what is aromatic? Aromatic compound is a very vast chapter and a very unique topic in organic chemistry. I will be discuss after this 2 or 3 class what is aromaticity, what is aromatic compound. But in for today, you just understand the aromatic compound is nothing but having a double bond and can also have a triple bond. So in few cases, mainly more cases, the aromatic compound having a double bond or having a negatively charged or having a lone pair. Okay, when this type of species, or this type of bond or lone pair or double bond, lone pair or any negative charge is present, then it is a aromatic compound. Fine. So I will give you an example.
1 2 3 4 5 1 2 3 4 5 sorry 1 2 3 4 5 and 6. This is a cyclo. Number of carbon hexene. If there is no double bond present, this is a cyclohexane, nothing but a cyclohexane, because 6 carbon is present and it is from a cyclic compound, that is why there is a cyclohexane. Fine. Now I will complete if two hydrogen are present, but in case of aromatic compound there is an alternate double bond. Alternate double bond means here carbon carbon double bond is present and I leave one carbon carbon bond single bond, then again I will give a double bond. Again I will leave it single carbon bond, again double bond. This is an aromatic compound and it is called benzene. We have learned it all class 10. This is called benzene and there is hydrogen, one hydrogen present. They have double bond. So the compound having double bond, having lone pair and having a negative charge, the compound can be called as aromatic compound if cyclization or cyclic close chain is present. Fine. That are the total chart or total description about the structural basis of an organic compound. Fine. After that, I will give you the different type of organic compound on the basis of their functional group. Fine. I have it. Okay, now I will give you a chart or a classification on the basis of a functional group. Now what is the functional group? Functional group are that radical which can control the chemical property and the nature of an organic compound. That means the radical control the reaction part or the naming part of the organic compound. Now what are the type of functional group? First is one is the function name of functional group is hydroxyl. Now what is the formula of hydroxyl? Hydroxyl nothing but OH. Fine. Now we know that oxygen has two bonds. One is attached with hydrogen and one other is attached with any alkyl group. Fine. Now what is the name of, if the hydroxyl group is present and the formula is OH, and what is the name of the compound? The name of the compound is alcohol or phenol. Now what is alcohol and what is phenol? If OH is present in any aliphatic compound, then it is called alcohol, and OH is present in aromatic compound, that is called phenol. I will give you an example. First, write OH. Fine. In this space, I will give any alkyl group, then CH3. Fine. That is one carbon is present, that is this is meth. So methyl alcohol. And what is the example of phenol? Here is benzene and one carbon is replaced by OH. That is nothing but a phenol. That is a phenolic OH. That means it is attached with an aromatic compound. Now second one is aldehyde. So what is the formula of aldehyde? C double bond OH. Now here carbon have 4 bonds, 1, 2, 3, and one part it attached with any aromatic group or aliphatic group. That is nothing but aldehyde. Fine. Example CH3CHO. Fine. Next, ketonic. What is a ketonic? Here aldehyde and ketonic are called ketocarbonyl group. Or sorry, aldehyde or ketonic is nothing but a carbonyl group. What is carbonyl group? Carbonyl group means that a C double bond O is present in any functional group. If C double bond is present, that is also carbonyl group. If one hydrogen is replaced by any R, the one hydrogen is replaced by any R, that is called ketocarbonyl group, or we can call it ketone. Here also fill in the gap is present. It is ketone. And what is the example of compound? Acetone. CH3 CO CH3. Fine. This is a ketone. Now fourth one is ester. Ester means it is also a carbonyl compound. That means it also called it also have a C double bond O. And absence of H and R, here OR group is present. C double bond OR, and here is also a fill in the blanks is present. That type of compound is called ester. Example, CH3, C double bond, O, CH3. That is nothing but an ester. Now, fine. What is amino? Amino means NH2 group is amino. If any organic compound have NH2 group, that is called amino, and we call pronounce it amine. Fine. Example, CH3NH2, ethylamine. Fine. Next, nitro. Nitro means NO2. That is nitro. It is also called nitro. An example, CH3NO2. Fine. Now amido. Amido means here also amido have contained a C double bond or carbonyl group, and here in absence of OR, NH2 group is placed. That is, we call it amide. An example, CH3 CO NH2. Fine. Last one is ether. Ether we have read it. Ether means single bond O single bond ether. Fine. Example, dimethyl ether. This is the classification on the basis of functional groups. So today we have discussed first what is organic compound, how the organic compound came, and what are the classification of organic compound, what type of compound we call organic compound, then the difference in structural difference, and lastly I discussed classification on the basis of functional group. Now last 2 minutes I have told you that why we call organic chemistry is a chemistry of life. Now first, in organic chemistry, the main reaction, the conversion of glucose to carbon dioxide is happening. That the conversion of glucose to carbon dioxide gives us energy, that we use that energy to do any type of work. So that reaction, which type of the chemistry deals with an energy of our life, that is why I call it chemistry of life. I can say another aspects, I can say various aspects, like suppose we know the what is the main features to carry the heredity, that is DNA and RNA. That are also DNA or RNA nothing but a consist of nucleic acid, that is biomolecule. We will discuss very later that what is the nucleic acid, what is the amino acid. So this type of heredity, this DNA and RNA also consist of nucleic acid. This nucleic acid is nothing but an organic compound. Second, we used to walk and do anything. What is the source of this energy? ATP and ADP. So adenosine triphosphate, this adenosine triphosphate and adenosine triphosphate all are organic compounds. So organic compound control our daily life, every moment, our body life, how the body works, that is totally dependent on organic compounds. So like the heredity, that is our energy conservation, that is our walking, talking, something, anything. So that things called that organic chemistry is nothing but a chemistry of life. In this lecture I will end this topic, and next day I will start IUPAC nomenclature that we have also read in class 10, but we have to elaborately do, and after next class we solve ICSE problem and JEE main and advanced problem. Today is enough for today. Keep practicing. Thank you for